Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I hope you're all well. Thank you for joining us again on the new year, um, on the eve of the new year. And it's traditionally thought to be the time of renewal. However, we need to question that sometimes, the middle of winter doesn't necessarily mean a renewal of old. But it's a time to reflect. It's a time to hibernate. It's a time to make what time we have of value. And as we transit from 20 to 21, we will start to realize now that there's a quality of human expression at the moment. There's a quality of human expression at the moment. And this quality of human expression is quite fear-based. It's in a state of isolation, and it's a global, collective, karmic experience. And it's not going away. It's not going away. It's not going away this time. And I think the best we can do is to prepare for the unfolding of some of the policies that have been followed. But we're coming to this realization, and it's a profound realization in which we, as a result of the anguish and the anxiety and the fear and the insecurity that has been imposed and invoked with us, has created such a level of disruption that we have started to discover the value of meditation, the value of mindfulness, the value of Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga. And with that now comes the next part, which is looking at life not from an egoic perspective, but coming back to, because this is where we are in time, a moment that is of profound change, and we can all play our role in this change. And fear is the one place that one cannot begin with, because that locks you into a paradigm. And therefore, it's of value to cultivate states of fearlessness. And in doing that, we become more and more able to recognize, one, our own ability to control and navigate ourselves through this, and two, to become productive in looking at the challenges that 2021 is likely to bring upon us as a result of where we are as a country. The economy in this country is next to dead. It's particularly within SMEs. The insecurity within the hospitality and the travel and all those other industry and services, there are real concerns. So in this, there is much to celebrate, but there is also a lot of insecurity. And we have to recognize that maybe in 2021, we have to shift our perspective. When you cannot change the things that are around you, you can change the way you look at those things around you. Yeah? When you cannot change what's around you by changing the way you look at it, your perception and attitude, your assumptions, by changing those, we change our interaction with that. Now, this is to reduce our suffering. This is to reduce our resistance to the change that is very fast being foisted upon humanity. But recognize it's all part of some divine play that's playing itself completely out in order to witness itself. right? Always remember that that is the end goal. That is the ultimate reality. And this is where we are starting to become more and more um, centered towards ourselves. That as the sense of self, the ego, the I, the one, how do I know? It's the I. And it's useful to recognize that all of us, that we are witnessing as human beings, particularly, that we have a sense of meanness, which really is nothing more than a figment of your reality. You know, it's a figment of your imagination and mind. And we invest so much in this figment of our imagination, this sense of I amness. And with this comes so much entitlement. Well, humanity has started to learn that, are you really entitled to all this fear? Are you entitled to all this anger? Are you entitled to all this noise that's going in? Or are you entitled to a peaceful world? Are you entitled to good health? Are you entitled to a life itself? And when we begin to recognize that 2020 has been a wake up call, it's been a call in which we have woken up a little bit. We have started to question some of our assumptions. And yes, it's been a painful experience. And yes, it has been an uncertain and insecure experience. But in that, as the ego loses control, its effectiveness, its purpose, ego cannot, at this moment, no egoic sense of self can make a decision. I'm going to travel here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. That strength, that delusion that we lived in, it was a very good delusion that was lived in, has been undone. And we're in a different conscious space. And now we can either struggle with what has been extracted from us, or we can look at recognizing that the consciousness itself is always the same. It's the primary reality. It's the supreme Godhead. It's Godfulness or divinity, sacredness, whatever you want to call it. It's inside out. You, me, everything are simply expressions of its game. And it's a game. And in this game, we play the roles that we are assigned within, wherever our worldview is. Now, we are now moving into 2021. We are now moving into an age where knowledge is of vital importance. Seeking real knowledge. Do not hang to your teachers. Do not find those who know what they're talking about, whatever it may be, because we are moving into a space of self-sovereignty, from self-realization that yes, we are not the egoic self. We move into this conscious space, and from here we become an expression of ourselves. We remain in that. We avoid disrespect. We avoid jealousy. We avoid reacting in anger. We see it for what it is, and we disengage from the drama around us. This disengagement will allow us to navigate what we have as just the consequences of this year's interaction that the center has had with individuals, the courses, the workshops, the various bits that we have done, the meditation sessions. We've had lots and lots of feedback. And within that, we've been able to allow ourselves to construct an understanding how our emotional health, our mental health, and how that impacts our physical health um, uh, may transpire over the next few months. We've been able to analyze and approximate that there will likelihood a sense of anger and frustration and irritation that is now starting to become very evident. And why is this important? Because this kind of pent-up emotion can be expressed in all sorts of different ways, and some of them can be very harmful within families, within domestic situations. So it's important to recognize states of being which are unhealthy. However, see them for what they are, feedback mechanism, and then act to undo the effect of them. That's where the meditation is now no longer a luxury. No longer is it something that you may want to do on a Sunday. It's now become of primary importance. And why is it going to become of greater importance? Of much, much greater importance is because it allows you to step back from your egoic sense of self, from your thoughts, which is all your egoic sense of self is, and your kind of identity to that, your attachment to that, uh, and we abide in this silence and in this stillness. And why silence and stillness? Because we are entering a period of chaos. And the chaos is now beginning, or certainly will in the next 2-3 weeks, in our expectation, begin to unfold. Because of the situation that we have had. The past, this moment is created by the previous moment, and the next moment is created by this moment. So if we can see what's in this moment, we can see what has been in the previous moment, and taking little analytical approach, we can see where we're going in the future. And therefore, try and organize certain practices which may help. So, for example, the impact of anger or irritation or frustration would come out as insomnia, would come out within your sleeping pattern. And it may not be even conscious. It may be at a much, much deeper level. But again, here is where meditation becomes your therapy. Meditation becomes critical. Doing it in a group becomes even more valuable. So we begin to recognize this false sense of I, and yes, we lived in a dream, and yes, the dream's been fantastic, but the dream hasn't been in your control anymore, or certainly isn't. The egoic self, right? So remember that. The entire emotional feedback system, the thoughts, everything else is connected. It's all associated with the identity, with the false identity, an identity that is perishable, an identity that has been manipulated. Right now, it's being manipulated. It's manipulated through fear. So, meditation allows us to experience moments in which we are fearless. And this encounter with the fearlessness of ourselves is how we enter 2021, is how you enter 2021. We enter with a number of qualities. And I'm going to introduce a lovely meditation to you today, which can really help us develop these qualities. And the first quality is that we can develop a quality of being the expression of existence itself, like the expression of a flower. Even in winter, the expression of a flower has a beauty and a charm of its own. So we use the flower as our symbol. We see ourselves as a flower, and we see ourselves as this fragrance, this freshness, this energy that flows, that we are a flowing. And in doing that, because health begins in the mind, as we begin to work with the mind, we begin to shift our health. So that's the first one. The second one we go to is the mountain. The mountain and stability, security, stillness. The mountain can weather any storm. And we use a couple of sentences to cultivate where we see ourselves. We're not imagining it, but we see ourselves as that mountain, right? The third one is as we see ourselves as a clear, still lake. We are balanced. We are clear like a still lake, and we are clear in as much as we reflect. We reflect. We don't react. We reflect. Like a still lake would reflect the sky. We simply reflect. So we have clarity as a lake that is still, and we are clear. We are clear. And the last one is that the spaciousness of us, the freedom of being conscious, the freedom of being human, that freedom that needs to now become more apparent is then the fourth quality we cultivate. And in doing that, we take a particular capacity to 2021. And we walk into that moment with security, with freshness of being alive, with the stillness, and with the freedom of being sovereign self with human rights, life rights. Recognize you have freedom. You are freedom. You are the expression of freedom. And that expression of freedom is your sovereign expression, wherever your freedom lies. So we move in our meditation with those qualities, and I will talk you through them and notice how it affects you. It's a beautiful way of doing it. You can use pebbles to represent each different quality, but it's a very easy meditation to learn. And so I will repeat the phrase, you repeat it to yourselves as I do it, and then notice what begins to happen, right? So when you're ready, remember, our intention is to cultivate, just be present, just to be present. And by closing our eyes, we withdraw our senses. We become present to our body. We become present to the sense of our body. Present to the fact that we're breathing. We become present to the sounds around us. Moving your focus back to you. Taking your awareness to wherever you're sitting. And allowing your body to be held in place, to be supported, to be held. Notice how still your body feels. Take your focus to the sensations where your body makes contact with wherever you're sitting. Bring this focus up towards your hips. On focus down your thighs towards your knees. From your knees, move your focus down to your ankles. Becoming aware of your feet. Becoming aware of the soles of your feet. Coming back to the chair that you're on, whatever seat you're on. Again, notice how well you're supported, held in place. How still the body feels. And as you breathe in, bring your focus to your lower back. Next breath in, bring it up to your middle back. Next breath in, up towards your shoulder blades. From your shoulders, move your focus down to your elbows. From your elbows to your wrists. The palms of your hands. The fingers on your hands. Move your focus to your eyes. Notice the darkness. Allow your eyes to soften. Allow your tongue to soften. And then allow your face to relax. As you breathe in, bringing your focus back to your body. Notice any sensation that's in your body at this moment. Taking your focus to your chest. Notice how you feel right this moment. Bring your focus to your breath. And begin to notice the in-breath and the out-breath. In a moment, we're going to go from the first flower. So, I want you to see yourself as a flower. Breathing in, you say flower within yourself. Breathing out, you say freshness or fragrance. So I want you to see yourself as a flower, not imagine it, but see yourself as a flower. Breathing in, you say to yourself flower. Breathing out, you say to yourself freshness, fragrance, whatever feels right. And you do that 5 times. Seeing yourself as a flower, seeing yourself emanating freshness, alive. Coming back to your breath. And now I would like you to see if you can see yourself like a mountain. That you are that mountain. Grounded, weathered many, many storms. Some days are sunny, some days are cloudy. But a mountain that is life-giving, a mountain that stands tall. See yourself as a mountain. And as you see yourself as a mountain, notice how still the body begins to solidity or stability, whatever feels right. Mountain, mountain, stability. Seeing yourself as the mountain and seeing the quality of being the mountain, feeling that quality, simply by repeating mountain, solid. Coming back to your breath now, once again. Simply watching your breath. And now we see ourselves as a vast, still lake. Absolutely still. You can see yourself during the moon, the sky, however you want to see yourself. But you are that stillness. And not are you just still, but you are clear within yourself. So it's a clear, still lake. As best as you can, see if you can see yourself as that. Stillness as you breathe in, clarity as you breathe out, or clear as you breathe out. Still and clear. Simply watching it, allowing the body to find its rest place. We go to the fourth one. And the fourth one we see as that wave that is connected to the ocean. As that wave which is connected to the ocean. Boundless, we are free. So these are the two words we use. We see ourselves without boundaries. The breath merges into the breath. Space merges into the space. You merge into your environment. Stay with your breath. And as you breathe out, this breath, this bell, simply saying to yourself, boundless, free. Breathing in, boundless, breathing out. And allow your awareness now to follow this bell and just sit in that silence if you can. allowing the bell to take you as far as it can. Is your strength. It's where the truth is revealed. It's where you become whole. Notice the stillness at the end of this bell. Silence and stillness contain all that there is. And that's what you are. The strength of a mountain, for you are the ocean itself. You are ever new, ever fresh. Every moment is a new expression of you that is still enjoying the shore and free from the boundaries around it. Trusting, trusting existence itself. Recognizing that it always has been looked after and always will. And in this moment of stillness, we use this moment to give gratitude to all those that have endured so much, all our teachers that have shown us the way. We give gratitude to all those that have traveled with us. We acknowledge our ancestors and their sacrifices. May we all be given the strength and the expression to be what we are. Expressions of divinity, beyond ego, beyond jealousy, beyond competitiveness, where contentment and peace is valued more than money. Gently bringing our focus back to our breath. And just sitting with our breath. acknowledging how lucky we are to be given an opportunity to witness such profound expression of divinity. On your next breath out, expand your focus to include your body. Notice you're still in the same place where you began. You can sense your thighs, your knees, all the way down to your feet. Your back is straight and upright. Shoulders, arms, hands are relaxed. Eyes are still closed, mouth is still closed. Face is still relaxed. Coming back to your breath. And simply sitting and enjoying this moment. That each breath that you breathe is a once in a lifetime event. That each breath that we have is a gift. Bringing a gentle smile to ourselves. When you hear the next bell, draw a few deep breaths in and eyes. Thank you for joining us. Wish you a blessed next year. We hope to continue doing what we do. Wish you all the best. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be peaceful, may you be safe. Remember that in the moment of chaos, the only way to navigate through chaos is through silence. And practice of silence becomes crucial every moment. So invest time in silence in whichever way you can, and it will pay dividend as we begin to see the next phase of this unfolding. All will be as it needs to be. All is as it needs to be. But look after yourself. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Happy New Year.